All right, people, keep your arms and legs inside because we going on a wild ride today, whether you like it or not. Spoilers, because there's really nothing worth keeping a secret. For starters, I'd like to shop a new Daredevil title for this show. Let's see. Daredevil character assassination? No. Daredevil blind writing? No, almost. Nope, I think I got it. Daredevil retarded again.
Really?
Off the bat, they fucked up with this episode with bad editing. You don't come off a cliffhanger, a horrible one at that, and the first scene is a fucking flashback. Let's get started. Kingpin's wife is hiring Bullseye, offering him freedom from what appears to be a mental hospital. During this scene, a nurse walks by and puts meds on the table and keeps walking. Hold up, since when the fuck do they give you meds and don't stand there to watch you take them? In most films, this has been shown to be the standard medical practice. We're not even a full 3 minutes in and we start with the bullshit. Matt wakes up in the hospital. Kingpin tells the task force to go apeshit on vigilantes and tells Buck to go kill Matt. Buck shows up at the hospital. Matt hears him coming and presumably leaves or hides. Buck stands right outside of the door and pulls out a poison needle in the hallway. What the fuck are we doing? Buck has turned into a retarded idiot because one, why the fuck would you take out the needle and prep it before you enter Matt's room? And two, why would you do it before the blackout you caused happens? People can clearly see you and there's cameras in the hallways of the hospital. Then you get the most bizarre editing. Buck, right after the blackout, walks in Matt's room. Next shot is Matt walking down the hallway as if he just walked out of the room or walked out of the room that he was hiding in. But then that wouldn't make any sense to hide. Wait for Buck to get there and leave. You should have left the moment you heard him, like the shot implied that you did. Then the next shot is Wesley coming out of the room disappointed and puts the needle in clear view of doctors, patients, and guests back in his fucking jacket. Great writing. This is just peak cinema. Are we catering to children? I mean, do people lack that much critical thinking to where they can't understand subtext, or do they need a cartoony style script to show them everything scene by scene? Anyway, now we're back at Matt's apartment where Punisher is waiting. The vigilante task force shows up and they show the cop with a Punisher vest, which implies that he's the one who shot White Tiger. Side note, characters are inherently dumb in this revamped version. Why would you wear the same shit if you killed somebody or was doing vigilante shit in it? Especially while you're on a police task force. I know the writers had to rewrite and add shit in because the original version of this show was completely dog shit. But we can do better, guys. Between the producer, writer, and director, we should have had some decent storytelling. Someone should have been catching this bullshit before post-production. So Matt and Punisher fight, and during this scene, Matt gives us the most horrendous ADR, telling the Punisher, don't kill anyone. But wait, it gets dumber. So after the fight, we find out the Punisher officer is loading his service weapon with Punisher labeled casings.
Really?
We, my dear viewers, have reached peak returns. Not even by the halfway mark, and this shit is just pure campy bullshit. So after interrogating Punisher cop, someone throws a grenade into the apartment. Daredevil and Punisher swing out to safety and land on a car that has a guy sitting in it. The guy jumps out the car as soon as they land and is never seen again. Fucking wow. Karen shows up to pick them up. They powwow. Matt asks Karen to help him with the foggy case, and Punisher bows out. Next, we catch up with Daniel as he threatens politicians. I swear, Daniel's transformation from sniveling and clumsy to junior mastermind feels off and rushed. I don't recall seeing him learn this tactic from anyone. No guidance on how to make subtle threats, leverage people and information, and so forth. I'll say this to the end of time. Episode 5, the bank episode, should have been filled with these character and plot developments. Moving on. Matt and Karen go search for Foggy's motion he didn't file, and during this scene, there's some kind of googly-eyed love triangle thing going on. But as I'm watching this, I got to thinking, like, where the fuck is Matt's girlfriend, Heather? And why hasn't she not tried to reach out to him after the blackout at the hospital? At least 1 hour has passed since the initial blackout based on this shoddy editing. Can't be too hard on the editors because they don't control what's being shot, but I digress. Heather hasn't reached out or even tried to go to the apartment. She would have surely heard that it was blown up. Meanwhile, Frank is called back into action for some reason, finds out where the vigilante cops are, shows up, and walks in with no plan. And it just turns into a cartoon. Frank is shooting and stabbing people with gushing blood like we entered a horror movie. The tone is not matching here. Frank kills 2 or 3 officers and the rest overrun him, shoot him in the back, chest, and Frank's totally fine. But the other armored officers he fought died or were severely injured when Frank shot them. The officers capture him but don't immediately kill him. Quick recap. Fisk wanted Daredevil dead by task force, so that would extend to Frank. What are we doing? Also, this sequence highlights even more how bad the fight scenes are choreographed. You can't even tell what's going on because the fight scenes are edited so bad. Then you have officers literally rolling around in the background waiting for their turn to fight Frank. It's fucking stupid. I'd give this a pass if it embodied the Punisher, but it doesn't. This is a lazy-ass, ultraviolet, borderline evil Punisher we got now. How did we get here? We cut to Fisk finding out about the commissioner betraying him. Meanwhile, the commissioner is getting into his car that he arrived to the event in and asks his driver, who he calls by name, to take him home. Turns out the driver is replaced with a former rookie cop who is brandishing a Punisher tattoo. So Mayor Kingpin recruited a rookie and immediately tattoos him with a Punisher logo. Oh, and the commissioner makes no effort to get out the car. We now catch up with Frank, who is being held captive in a warehouse by the vigilante police, who for some reason is just admiring him for the work he does and says that they can work together, even though he started the conversation with, "You killed a lot of my officers." Okay, let's start with 1, he killed a bunch of your officers, and now you're offering to work with him and protect him in the line of duty? That makes 0 sense. But the kicker is that you are supposed to be getting rid of vigilantes. Wow, we are too far down the bad writing of these Marvel shows and movies at this point. Next, Mayor Kingpin meets with the police commissioner and rips his face off like a low-budget horror movie. This has turned into Terrifier. Marvel, what the fuck are we doing here? Edgelord for edgelord's sake doesn't belong in the tone of this series. Sometimes less is more. Kingpin then pats his face as if he just ate dinner. Kingpin has become retarded because now he's killing people in front of witnesses who have not been vetted. In most crime organizations, you would not let anyone see what the top dog is doing, and as the mayor, you wouldn't want to be anywhere near dirty deeds. You would want to be as far away as possible for plausible deniability, like you were doing in the first half of the season. Now you're just adding witnesses. This is not the thinking of an organized crime boss. This episode is so bad, I forgot that Bullseye even shot Matt because outside of the flashback, he's not even mentioned, searched for, or anything. We get a 5-minute montage of people doing random stuff after Kingpin declared martial law. Back with Karen and Matt, Karen is giving Matt a pep talk to convince him to be Daredevil again for some odd reason. And that's it. That's the finale of Daredevil Born Again. And then we're treated to an after credit scene where an officer is being dumb as fuck and goes to shake a violent inmate's hand who happens to be the recently captured Punisher, just to signal to the audience that he'll be running amok, terrorizing the tone of Daredevil Born Again Season 2. We got 53 minutes of nothing tying up plot threads, no Muse or Bullseye wrap up. You end a season on a horrible cliffhanger of martial law. Marvel really screwed the pooch on this one. This was a promising series and it failed in all aspects. Fuck this show and future seasons. This show must be for the social media, YouTube era of storytelling. You got jump cut edits, especially during the fight scenes, flimsy fan fiction storytelling where characters just do shit because the writer needs them to go from point A to point B as easily as possible. Like, hey, I need this random character to show up. He shows up because he got a call off screen. The person who made the call, who can't help for shit, shows up too because she has to be there so the main character can get information about said case that he can't read because it's not in Braille. That's the only reason she's there. Marvel,
congratulations, you played yourself.
Disappointed!